and welcome to my channel. I'm the Angry Simmer, and today's video is a fun little experiment. So in honor of the laundry day stuff pack that's coming out, I built a little bit of a retreat in the woods. From found parts is the idea. So she came across a house that was falling apart, and she took the roof and made it into an A-frame home for her. So there is not a lot of space. It's also a tiny home on top of being found parts, and very environmentally friendly and eco-friendly and rustic. And she's kind of a hippie girl. So you'll see later on in the video that there is a lot of grass and just different stuff around, like plants that she just let grow wild. She's not into landscaping. She just loves nature. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this build. I did have to figure out where I could place windows and where I couldn't. So in this particular build, there isn't any above the doors, which kind of drives me nuts because I love putting windows up higher. But you know, the idea is that these things are things that she found and she could put together. And so like maybe the roof was already there on the ground, and she put stuff on top of it to make it work. And yeah, so there isn't room for a laundry in this particular house, but I'm gonna put a line out soon in the video. And then tomorrow, when laundry day stuff comes out, because I'm recording this on Monday, I will actually, tomorrow. I'm recording this on Monday, so tomorrow, Tuesday, laundry day stuff will come out. I'll switch out the CC clothing line and put the wash tub in, so that this particular sim can be eco-friendly and playful and fun, on top of already being like a really fun sim. Right now do I have all my stuff in? I feel like I have all my stuff in, but I made her super maxis matchy for her and the cast. Did not record creating her. So a lot of the times I make sims prior to building a house, and sometimes I just decide that, you know, the sims are worth sharing. Like I'll start the randomization process, and I'll see something in the sim that I'm gonna, you know, tweak, and I'm like, oh, I've got to create a sim with them. And then other times, like this one, I'm silly and don't realize how cool the sim looks. Speaking of me being silly, so the other day, yesterday's video that you watched, I talked about how I wish Maxis would allow for the tab functionality in create mode, or build and buy. And this house, it really would have come in handy. So you don't see me decorating the inside of the house. It's because I didn't realize I needed, well, I did realize I needed decorations, but I went to take screenshots and it looked super plain without decorations, so I threw them in at the end. So I'm going to upload this to the gallery right after I finish doing the voiceover for it, and then it'll have all the decorations in there. But this one, once again, I'm thinking about doing, if the Sims 4 tray importer is working, I'm thinking about doing a video on that one, and maybe I'll use this house as a way to show you that you can use it to locate CC, so that you can give everybody credit and lead people to where they can get the CC from. So but just a lot of like freeform stuff growing here. I did, you know, place things evenly, but I didn't want it to look like, I don't know, I didn't want it to look super manicured and landscaped. Sorry, I need a drink of water. I just wanted it to feel kind of like rustic and wild, and I spend a lot of time putting grass in here in a little bit, so you'll see that. I do basically put it all the way around, like almost a circle of the property. So where she would be like walking up to the house, or in the backyard where she's doing more of her living at, there would be, you know, the grass is cut back. But other than that, she's just letting it go, and I'm just pretending like, I don't know, the city maintains right out there, because like she's rustic and country and lives out in this tiny house that she found and put together, but she also lives in Brindleton Bay, so like, you know, the homeowners association next door wants to make sure that if they ever do decide to, buy this lot from her, that it stays nice enough that it'll keep the property values up or something like that. Sorry. My mother-in-law lives in an HOA sort of environment. They call it a POA, a property owners association, but it's the same thing. They tell you what you can do with your yard. And little stuff like this just reminds me of how annoyed she gets at them because, she wants to put in a fence and she wants to put in a privacy fence. Oh, there was the line. It's so cute. Anyways, she wants to put in a privacy fence. That's a no-no basically in her neighborhood. But she lives on a lake. It's a lake subdivision on top of that. And so they have this crazy rule that is like them saying you can't put up a fence, but without actually having to say, no, we're not going to let you put up a fence. So you have to have a 10-foot easement away from the lake that you can't put the fence in there. People have to be able to walk around the lake. And so even though your property goes out into the water, the homeowners association maintains that 10-foot easement and then the lake, so you can't build there. And I think that's kind of crazy because you are supposed to own the land, right? But which is why we don't live in an HOA. But and it's for safety. It's like if somebody's boating and there's an issue, they need to be able to get onto land wherever it is. But there's always somebody breaking a rule or what have you. So she's like looking around the subdivision hoping to see where somebody put fencing all the way down to the lake because she's got 2 dogs that need to be able to run. And that probably should have been something we thought about when buying the house, but it was such a beautiful lake plot and it was super cheap. We live in an area that has a lot of nice houses, but because it's not closer to the city, it's just cheaper to live here. So, and she just lives 5 minutes away from us. And so her house is even cheaper than ours, which, hopefully that's not the case forever. Like when we go to sell or like when she goes to sell, hopefully, prices have rose here and, we can get more money back than what we put into it. Cause tell you what, we have put some money into my house and we have put some money into her house. So, we actually had to replace the back porch on her house because it was pulling away from the house. How dangerous is that? Like, how did the people sell that to her like that? That makes me so mad every time I think about it. I don't know. But enough of me complaining about real estate because nobody wants to listen to that. This backyard is super dreamy to me and I love it. And when I was a little kid, I always wanted to live in an A-frame house. And so that's what I was imagining here. And then like that water pump there, I'm pretending is like her well, like she gets well water. Yeah. And then she can just collect some from the top too if she needs some water while she's outside to wash the laundry or, wash a cat or a dog. She's a dog person and she has a pug and a corgi. Why did I want to say French bulldog so bad? Because I love French bulldogs. That's why. But yeah, so like if she wanted to give them water outside, those sort of things. So you see, we spend a lot of time outside working on the outside, a lot less time working on the inside because it's like really tiny. Also, I was watching History, I guess it's not History Channel. It was a BBC special on YouTube about the Huns. There we go. And like Genghis Khan and stuff like that. And just, I got super into like the idea of nomadic people. And that's kind of inspired this a little bit is like they live more outside because just there's, they couldn't put up permanent dwellings as much as they would like to, I guess. I don't know if it's so much they like to because they were nomads, so they like to travel, but just kind of the idea that it's not super established. Like you could pick up everything and go. And while this is a house, not a tent or a yurt, I like the idea that more of her living is outside, so it's weatherproof, so she can get going. So here's me putting in the grass. I will say that did not work out. That looked like sticks. And just no. So I had to go with a different grass CC. I actually found these things to Pixel Playground, which, by the way, after I get done here, I'm probably going to start working on that. So super fun announcement. I finally got a hold of Playground, and she's giving me the okay to do a remodel of her beautiful Brentwood estates. And by remodel, I mean there's just certain CC that didn't come through, or she didn't include in the build. So there's no wallpaper in most of the house. There's no flooring. There's no beds. Nothing of that. So it's basically interior design and decorating. But just kind of deciding like what rooms should be which rooms and things like that. And usually when I build it, I do go with her floor plan. But and then I also include like a laundry room and a maid's room and all sort of stuff like that. So, and I might even make like a mud room, like a strict mud room in one of the places, so that, you know, the kids can drop off their stuff and like the dogs can get a bath, because you've seen me do the dog shower before. And Brentwood Estates, if you haven't downloaded or seen it before, I'm gonna have links to her stuff anyways for you to see it, but you should totally check out Pixel Playground on Tumblr. Brentwood Estates is just fancy. Like, I love that place. And it's the complete opposite of this. Like, it's a French chateau. So yeah, it's special. It reminds me a little bit of Versailles and its grandeur. It reminds me a little bit of just like some of the larger houses in St. Louis proper. It's incredible. And it goes on the 64 by 64 lot in Windenburg. I will say that even my computer has a hard time running it when it's fully done up and has everything included. But I will probably be purging some stuff so that it's a little bit easier and we don't have any issues running it. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know why the game doesn't have... And I don't think it's so much my computer as it is the game isn't strong enough to run it. So I don't know why the Sims team included a 64 by 64 lot if they didn't think the game could stand up to it. So, but I'll be playing with my settings and things like that, and I'll let you guys know what works best for it, because I've built this, or not built, but I've decorated this lot a lot since I found it. And actually Pixel Playground was the person who introduced me to Peacemaker CC. So she had just most of Brentwood Estates, that the stuff that went into it was a mix of the Baltimore kitchen from a different simmer that I really like, and then Peacemaker CC, like the wallpapers, and actually the lower cabinets were Peacemaker, I think, the first time I downloaded it. I don't know. But Pixel Playground is how I found Peacemaker, so I'm eternally grateful to her, because my life would not be the same without Peacemaker CC. Speaking of my life not being the same without something, this sounds so dramatic saying this like this, but so I have a Costco membership. I love Costco. I realize that it's kind of, ooh, I love that couch with that. This all seems just like found to me, and I love it. Love every bit of this decorating. But so I really like just being able to put stuff in my crock pot and go. Yeah, I'm lazy. I know. It's okay. I had a lot of trouble with this bedroom, and I ended up putting in a different floor plan to this. I added an extension just because I needed a bathroom. I needed a bathroom to be in here, and it just wasn't working with me. So but anyways, so I love soup, and I get cold very often in the winter, even though I love the winter. Wish I could have made that bathroom work. So I found this awesome soup at Costco with these like big thick egg noodles in it, and put it in my crock pot, and my life is so much easier now. And my husband actually will eat it. He's such a picky eater, so I'm so excited about the fact that he'll eat the soup. And he was actually sad because I fell asleep the other night without cleaning out the crock pot and like putting away dinner. So and of course he didn't think he had to do it, but and the next morning he's like, that would have been a good snack. I'm like, I know, honey, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. So, but yeah, I highly recommend the chicken noodle soup at Costco. It is not diet friendly. I can tell you that right now. Just tasting it, it's like, that is not on my diet, but that's okay. Which, this same day that I was recording, telling you guys that I had to miss the gym because of the icy snow weather outside. tomorrow I'm going to have to get out of the house. Either way, I have to, because I have to take my grandfather up for his medicine. Or today while you're watching this. But yeah, man, I can't miss gym days. It's just not good for me. I don't feel good afterwards. I'm really trying to lose some weight before we go to Ireland in June, just so I'm just a little bit more comfortable on the plane. You know, plane seats are getting smaller while we're all getting bigger. I'm trying to make it as easy on myself as possible. We're going to be flying with my mother-in-law and my, well, of course, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, but my actual parents with us, and they've never flown before, so that's nerve-wracking because my mom is scared. And like when we got married, we went on a Carnival cruise and got married in Cozumel, and I didn't realize it because I was stressed out from being a bride and having everybody not doing what I wanted them to do. And so I started drinking as soon as we got on the boat. As soon as we could get alcohol, I got some. But my poor dad was watching over my mom, and we're sitting in this cute little piano bar, and he goes, "Oh, isn't this nice, honey?" And she's like, "I don't care." And my dad's like, "Duly noted, Mom is afraid." Okay. And I wasn't privy to any of this because I was, you know, having my own moment over there. Like my cousin who caused some of the trouble was actually like, "Oh, you drinking? Can I have a drink?" I'm like, "Nope, you're not 18. We're not in Mexico. You're not 21. We're still in the US. No." So, but we'll continue that story later. We're coming to the screenshots here in a second. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk like a crazy person. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can hang out with me some more and listen to me babble. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.